Hello and welcome to our Monday Night Live. We're talking all about snacking tonight. I am so excited to be on with everybody. As you are hopping on live, please comment Team Live. If you're watching this replay, please comment Team Replay. We're going to give everybody a minute to hop on. We'll give Sarah a minute to hop on, and then we are going to get started. Hey, Jan, thanks for tuning in with us. I'm going to also pull up our questions from earlier. That way we can make sure that we can answer all of those questions for you. And we'll get Sarah in on the fun too. We got Sarah here. Hey, Debbie, thanks for tuning in with us. Debbie, how is it in Alabama right now? Is it hot? I have a client in Mississippi that was saying it's unbearable. Ooh, we got a Sarah.
Hello, what's up?
How are you?
Good, can't complain. Feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. We haven't done one of these in a bit. So it's been, June was a crazy, crazy month. I was like out of office for half of it. And then I feel like the summer is just like so busy. I'm sure you're probably feeling the same way. You came up here a few times and a few weeks in a row too.
Yeah, I had to come up a couple times for 4th of July, and then, oh, my brother, because he moved down to Florida, it was his
Yeah.
goodbye party. So it's been a crazy summer. I'm going away this weekend too. I'm sure everyone else, if you're going on fun trips, please let us know down below because
Yeah.
it's summertime.
Where are you going, Sarah?
My housemates and I, we're going to Bethany Beach, so down in Delaware.
Ooh, that'll be a
Yeah.
lot of fun for like a long weekend or
Not a long, just Friday to Sunday, so it's not too long, but we rented a whole house out, right by the beach, and then my one roommate, Perry, her family's actually coming down too,
oh wow.
so like we can go hang out Sunday. We don't have to like leave the Airbnb and come back, so I'm excited for it.
That's really, really fun. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend's bachelorette party this weekend. We're going to the Finger Lakes for the day
Ooh.
on Saturday. So I
Ooh.
was talking with our assistant Erica yesterday saying like I need to have a weekend at home soon, which I think I'll get the following weekend.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Get that weekend at home. It's very needed. I had one here this weekend at home, and it was
Mhm.
perfect. So
Yeah,
everyone also get your time at home too, because everyone
right.
deserves some
It's the
relaxation.
balance of both. It's the balance of
Mhm.
both.
Exactly. Same with nutrition, balance. It's all what
A
it's about, balance.
bingo.
Hmm.
Amy says,
Hmm.
"Hey coaches." Hello, Amy.
Hi,
Thanks for
Amy.
joining us. We're gonna get started. We have like a few people on here with us tonight. We're talking all about snacking. So I actually crowdsourced this from a lot of everyone in the group. We had, I think, 5 or 6 responses on questions they wanted us to go over, Sarah. And then I also sent you over a document too that can kind of give us some ideas as well. But I want to know, Sarah, what is your overall opinion on snacks and snacking?
I think people either love them or hate them, honestly. I think they're a very good thing to have as a supplement in between your
Mhm.
meals because people usually think breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it's sometimes good to have a snack in between too. It keeps your metabolism consistent, it keeps you full so that you don't binge your meals as much. So I think snacking, as long as you prepare them correctly and have a good variety of the macros, I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely. And I 100%
Hmm.
agree with that. Obviously, we're going to be on the same
Hmm.
page here. And I'm sure that you would
Hmm.
probably agree with this too, Sarah. Being mindful of how much we're having is a big, big piece to
Hmm.
successfully snacking. Because it's normal to feel hungry in between meals. It's normal, especially if you're eating lunch at noon and not eating dinner until 6 or 7. That's a long time to not be eating. But if
Hmm.
we can be a little bit more mindful of how much we're having and what's inside the snack, we're able to get more out of it, and also to less of the like, oh my gosh, I had so many like chips and dip with my snack today, I'm not even gonna be hungry for dinner. We don't want to get to that point.
Hmm. Exactly. It's all about portioning it out, making sure that you have multiple food groups in your snack. You're not just having like one little candy bar, one little granola bar, making sure that you get that variety in because you're not only feeding yourself, making yourself feel more full, but you're also giving yourself a variety of nutrients as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what was one of our
Hmm.
questions. So my Pam asked, she said that oftentimes she will hear her kids and her husband go into the fridge or the pantry and be like, there's nothing here to eat. I want a snack. So she's looking for some quick and easy ideas. So we can just go back and forth and rattle a few off. What I'm thinking of is you can always do a small actual meal. You know, if you had
Hmm.
leftovers from the night before or leftovers from lunch, you could do a slice of pizza. easy. You could make a salad. You could do a half a sandwich. I have a graphic that I'm looking at behind the camera here where it says like mix and match snack ideas. If we're doing carbs, we want to pair it with either protein or fat, which we tell our clients all the time. So this is saying you
Hmm.
could do 2 slices of bread with 3 eggs. It's going to be a little bit of a heavier snack. We could do a little bit less of, less of the bread. If we do 1 slice of bread with an egg or two, that's a pretty balanced snack right there. You can do like
Hmm.
a turkey or peanut butter or whatever sandwich you want. You can do chips and dip. You could do hummus and like vegetables. I can't think of words tonight.
Hmm.
Vegetables.
Yep. Carrots, celery, those are usually the two that are go with hummus the most. Or
Yep.
if you don't want to do a vegetable, you can definitely do it with like some pita chips as well or something like that. That's totally understandable. If you're someone that always likes to have something in the fridge, the hummus is a great idea with the vegetable, or even just having some fruit in there too and pairing it with like a protein source, some cheese, cottage cheese. That's like a big one at my nursing home, cottage cheese and fruit,
Love
some
it.
yogurt even. That's a great snack idea too. And you can even top it off with granola. You got three different groups in there too.
Yeah. I
Um,
like
mhm,
I like jerky a lot. I'll do a bag of
mhm,
jerky and I'll put jerky in a little dish. That's the big thing of making sure that it's portion controlled so that you can put it if you're
mhm,
working at your desk. You're not eating right from the bag, which is the biggest problem. And I'm wondering
mhm.
too, and I'm sure that you might agree with this or be able to contribute with it, Sarah. Maybe making a list for your family or asking people like, what would you like to have on hand as far as snacks for the week? No
Mhm,
one is going to be going out and buying 20 different snack options for the week, but maybe pulling the family or pulling the people that are eating in your house on what are a couple things that you guys might be feeling that we can have in the fridge, if it's G6 or if it's yogurt and granola, like you were saying, Sarah, fruit,
mhm,
any of that stuff to kind of have it ready for you. Or have even some of the stuff partially prepped or pre-portioned where they can be grab and go. Um, because sometimes too, when we're hungry, we're like, I don't know what I want. But if we have things that are prepped, it'll be a little bit easier for us to kind of make those healthier decisions.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. And just along with planning your meals, you should plan your snacks as well. So have a good idea. Be like, okay, I will hear all of your opinions. What's one thing that you want so that you're actually incorporating everyone too so that they feel heard? Because I know that's a big deal too, is making sure they feel heard. If you're
Yeah.
someone that maybe would prefer to have stuff in the pantry, some ideas for that popcorn. Popcorn's such a good snack to
Mm-hmm.
have. It's a whole grain. People don't think about it. And you can actually have more than you think for not as many calories, and you're still getting a lot of nutrition too. So, popcorn is a really good one that you can have on hand. Also, nuts. Nuts are something that are very good to just have on hand that are quick and go, great source of protein
Mm-hmm.
and heart healthy fats. So, those are a couple of good things to have on as well.
Yeah, Amy says great idea, plating your snacks as opposed to grabbing from the bag. The biggest problem that we
Mm-hmm.
see with regular meals too is we're not aware of how much we're having, and if less we have that like mind, like that connection between okay, this is how much I'm having right now. I see it in the cup, but I'm going to have it that way. Then we kind of understand like okay, I'm going to feel full after I finish this fourth of a cup of nuts, rather than just like having like handfuls and handfuls, and all of a sudden it's like oh my gosh, I've had too much. I
Mm-hmm.
like to do pre-portion things too. So like when you mentioned popcorn, I have my own little popcorn thing where I know if I do 2 tablespoons, it's a perfect portion. I'm only making those 2 tablespoons, so I'm not coming back and making any more. Or grabbing like individual packs of trail mix is another really easy option as well.
Hmm. Going off that, I know you always suggest if you have a problem with eating maybe too many chips or popcorn, just grab the single-use bags, like those
Yes.
one serving size bags. Those are perfect. You don't have to do any work. You just have to grab the bag and they're
Hmm.
already portioned out for you. So
Yeah.
those are a great idea to do as well if it's for a family, especially that you can just hand out one, two, three to like 3 kids or something. So that's something that you could do as well.
Yeah. And even you can get pre-packed hummus now. You can get pre-packed peanut butter. You can get pre-packed. I've even seen ranch, like the ranch cups at the grocery store. So that's
Hmm.
another easy one because it's very easy to overdo it on ranch and some of those heavier dips as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of people, it's really easy to just take that whole container and just keep going, especially if you work from home. Just mindlessly snacking is super easy,
Hmm.
and that's a problem a lot of people struggle with. So by having those individual packs or just taking some containers that you know that are snack size and putting snacks in there beforehand is setting you up for more success in snacking.
Absolutely. Another
Hmm.
question was snacks that are under 200 calories. So I actually want to kind of like address the calorie part to this first. It doesn't have to be 100-calorie snack in order to be successful. You might have maybe calculated things out and said, okay, on snacks, I'm budgeting for 200 calories. And that's okay. But snacks can be small meals too. I've worked with plenty of clients. I have a couple clients I'm working with now that, they need to have those 4 small meals throughout the day for better blood sugar control so that they're not getting those cravings, so that they're not feeling all over the place as far as energy wise. So it doesn't have to be under 200 calories. But usually, and I know you'll agree too, Sarah, that we want a protein or a fat with a carb. Always protein or fat, and definitely a carbohydrate, because the carbs give you that energy and the protein and fat keep you going, keep you fuller for longer, giving you more of sustained energy over time.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that, especially because you want that carb because the carb is what your brain feeds off of too. That's your brain's main source of energy. That's your body's main source of energy. So you want to make sure that you're not completely skipping the carbs as well. I know it's easy to do that, but carb doesn't just mean, okay, popcorn, bread. Fruits and vegetables, they
Mhm.
count too. Those are some good sources of carbs as well. So making sure that you are getting that balance in is super important.
Yeah. So thinking like, okay, what do I have here? What can I pair together? And just being really conscious too of the nutrition facts panels and what the serving size is. Most things I think, for 16 wheat thins, it's like 150 calories or so. If you actually do 2 tablespoons of dip with it, you're going to have about 200 calories. Very easy. Allison's asking, do you have any ideas for pre-packaged snacks like Sargento Balance Breaks? Not a huge veggie or yogurt person. Love the Sargento Balance Breaks. I also like P3, which is usually jerky, nuts, and seeds, where it's about 200 calories, about 250 or so, but it has about 20 grams of protein per serving, and they're shelf stable too. So if you're traveling, so easy to. I don't know. Have you tried
Mhm.
them before, Sarah?
I haven't tried those. I haven't. Something I was also thinking of too is even those like crackers, if you like peanut butter, like having those crackers with
Yeah.
peanut butter, that's something that already is on hand as well, especially if we're traveling, like you said, something nice and quick too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And you can throw those in your purse as well. You can get like the little
yeah.
4 packs. When I was working at the nursing home, I would take a couple extra sometimes. But I would leave them in my office and I was like, I need an afternoon snack. It's portion controlled. It's got some heart healthy fats with the peanut butter. It's not a lot, but it's got some in there rather than just having like a thing full of pretzels without anything in it. Pretzels itself is just
Hmm.
carbs. We're missing that protein or that fat to keep you fuller for longer.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think that's a really good idea. Like the beef jerky, like you said, and like maybe having some sort of fruit on hand too, like
Mm-hmm.
carrying it back since fruit is typically like lower in calories, compared to like maybe the other carb sources would be, and it's something quick, and then it's something sweet compared to the salty jerky as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that combination
Hmm.
a lot. Somebody
Hmm.
asked, how many snacks should we be having a day? What do you think, Sarah?
I think at most 3 per day,
Mhm.
just between or after each meal. So between breakfast and lunch, between lunch and dinner, and then after dinner, if you are still maybe not totally satisfied, but if you're someone that maybe has an earlier dinner and then you need to have something before bed as well.
Yeah, we tell our
Hmm.
clients that you want to be having something to eat every 3 to 4 hours just to help with keeping your
Hmm.
metabolism elevated. If we go too long of a period of time without eating, our body says, okay, I don't know what I'm going to eat again. You know, you're going to have dinner, but your body doesn't realize that. It has to like turn down the energy blasters, turn down your metabolism to spare what you have. So if we eat something every 3 or 4 hours, even if it's just a small serving of whatever it is, even if it is just a granola bar, it's going to help with your body staying on top of utilizing the energy that you're giving it rather than going into that energy saving mode. So I would agree, definitely up to 3 snacks. I usually don't have a snack between breakfast and lunch because I usually eat my breakfast around 9 o'clock and lunch usually comes around 12:30. So that's falling into
Hmm.
that 3 or 4 hour time there. But I usually will eat lunch at 12 and then I will always have a snack at 3 or 3:30, usually popcorn with a cheese stick, and then we'll have dinner at 6:30.
Exactly. And that's what the beauty of this is. And like it's all up to like your schedule. It's
Yeah,
we're not going to say you all need to have 3 snacks a day because everyone has different lifestyles. Everyone has a different way of living. People have meals at different times. So whatever works for you and what we figure out works best for you, then that's what's going to help you in the future with your snacking.
absolutely. Somebody asked, what's
Hmm.
a good late night snack that can also satisfy a sweet craving? Something that Joe and I have been loving lately is the Outshine bars with the no added sugar. So it's literally just a fruit juice bar and they're 25, 30
Hmm.
calories or so, but they're sweet and they're cold, or else we'd be going out for ice cream every single night, which we know that's a lot of money. I
Hmm.
don't need to be going out for ice cream every single night. So
Hmm.
that's something that we've been loving, or I'll make yogurt bark, which is just Greek yogurt with frozen berries in it and then mixed nuts. You mix it together, put it on a sheet pan about a half an inch thick, throw it in the freezer for 2 hours or so, and you can break it up like bark and eat it that way as well.
Hmm. Yeah, those are both really good ideas, too. And I like how they're fruit based. My one
Mm-hmm.
roommate, he makes a smoothie almost every single night. That's his late night snack.
Ooh.
So that's something that you could do too. If you want, it's more of like sweet based. You could add juice instead of maybe a milk if you find that you have a hard time going to bed with dairy or something like that too. Also, oh, I just had one. Oh, one thing I used to do when I was in Syracuse, I'd take some fresh strawberries and put some whipped cream on top too.
Yes.
That was
Oh, I love it.
super good.
Love that a
Super
lot.
good. And it's nice and sweet too, with a little bit of creaminess from the whipped cream. It's delicious.
Yeah. Kristen says
hmm
sometimes she'll have, or many times she'll have a Yasso bar. I like the Yasso bars a lot because it's
hmm
Greek yogurt. They're definitely a little bit lower in sugar. And they're
hmm
portioned, which is another really good option. So I like the
hmm
Yasso bars. I have one
hmm
client that will do the ice cream sandwiches. Another one, pre-portioned, ready to go, not have to think about it, and you know how much you're getting out of it as well too.
I'm sure there's those, isn't it yogi bars or like frozen yogurt bars too, or something
Yes,
like
that's
that?
another one.
That would be something really good too.
I try to stay away from the Halo Top, and you can give your opinion on
hmm
it too. I don't like it because it's really, really watery. I like the enlightened ice cream if I'm wanting something a little bit lighter, but for the most part, I just want real ice cream. I'm not going to go to the extent of going eating the Halo Top and being dissatisfied and only left with wanting ice cream after I have it because it doesn't taste the same. But it
hmm
can be an option if you're like, I need to have ice cream every night. Like this is just something that I feel like I have to do. It might be easy to do it that way. Do a scoop and throw it into a bowl.
hmm Yeah, I'm not really big on the Halo Top either. Like you said, you can, it makes it seem like they're great because you can eat the whole thing with less calories, but it's not a lot of in there, a lot of things in there too. So I usually just get the big tub myself because if I'm gonna have like the small tub, I'm gonna eat like more of it than I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to. So
Yeah.
by having the bigger one, I'm forced to, okay, you're just having one scoop and then I put it away and then I'm set. So by doing that too, and you can also add fruit to your ice cream as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get the frozen yogurt one from Wegmans, add some fruit in there. You can add your own toppings so that you don't have to go out and pay for some ice cream as well.
Yeah, and I like what you said there too, Sarah, about doing the
hmm
bigger tubs rather than the individual pints
hmm
because it's so easy to take the pint out of the refrigerator or the freezer and sit down on the couch with your spoon and eat it. You don't know how much you're
hmm
having. With the big pint, not I'm sure somebody does. Not many people will take the big quart, I think it's a quart or half gallon. The
Half
half
gallon.
gallon of ice cream and sit down on
hmm
their couch eating it with the spoon. You know, you're more likely to
hmm
scoop it into a bowl. And if you do, let us know because I'm kind of intrigued and I want to know more.
hmm Yeah, let us know. But I mean, it's ice cream. I don't blame you. That's why I'm
Right.
just not a Halo Top person. I just want the real deal, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And the
hmm
last question that we got was what to do if you are not hungry, which it can be hard for some people. Absolutely.
hmm Yeah, that's a really hard thing to do. And I know I find I'm not hungry a lot of the time I have a snack too. So something I'll do is I'll usually try to pick a snack that's easier to like, it's a prepackaged something that I can pick at. Because then once I start
Hmm.
eating it, I'm like, okay, I'm actually hungrier than I thought I was. So then I'm
Hmm.
able to eat like the popcorn, for example, finish my serving of popcorn, be like, okay, now I'm good. Because most of the time, if you're not used to eating enough, your body thinks that you aren't hungry because your metabolism is just shortened
Yep.
or shut down a little bit. So it's very important that you do try to get some food in some way.
Yeah, usually if
Mhm,
you are eating enough, if you're eating at least to your basal metabolic rate or higher, you will get hunger signs. Your stomach will feel like it's empty. It will be growling. You will feel that lack of concentration, which is another sign of hunger, the lack of concentration, the difficulty, like kind of just like going through and the energy. That's all your body telling you that you're hungry. It's just trying to find other ways to say, hey, I'm hungry, give me something. And for the most part, if you're not eating enough, you're not getting those signs and you're not recognizing those signs, which is very, very common, especially if you're someone who has been dieting or trying to lose weight for so long. Your body, or you're just kind of tuned that out for a while. We need you to eat. We want you to eat. And that's why if we're saying
mhm,
every 3 to 4 hours, I'd much rather you have like a cheese stick or something with pretzels in the afternoon as a snack rather than saying, I'm not hungry. I'll just eat dinner when I get home. You get home from dinner and all of a sudden you're eating everything in your pantry because, oh my gosh, I'm starving at this point. I have to get something in.
mhm. Exactly. It doesn't just help with your snack, it helps with portion control at your other meals, which is the most important thing. And that's where a lot of people struggle with as well.
Yeah. Usually we
hmm
have to look back about a meal or a snack before to see,
hmm
kind of where we're missing out. So if we are binging throughout the afternoon where you're like, I'm a bottomless pit, you may not have had enough at breakfast, you may not have had enough at lunch, and you probably forgot your snack too, and your hunger's catching up with you, and your body's like, give me it all.
Exactly. I know at the end of the day, if I know I didn't have enough at my breakfast or lunch, I would be starving and then I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have anything in my pantry. So I'd have to be like, well, shoot, now I have to go out and get dinner and it's a much higher calorie thing that I want. That's why I always
Yes.
make sure that I'm meal prepping now and it's helped me so much. Like having my overnight oats that I'm not even able to finish it all for breakfast. So sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
have to have it as my snack too. So I'm like, that's perfect. I have a little extra to have as a snack too.
Yeah, one of the
Hmm.
clients that I'm working with right now, she gets up in the morning and at
Hmm.
5 she'll make iced coffee with her super chiller, hyper chiller, I think it is. She found it on Amazon. And then she'll
Hmm.
put a little bit of protein in there. She'll do a protein powder with milk and she'll make it into like a smoothie or like an iced coffee before she works out because she needs the caffeine and the protein does not bother her when she's working out. And then she'll have her breakfast at like 8, 9 o'clock after she showered, put the kids on the bus and gotten into work. So you can do the same thing too with your meals of breaking it up into more of a snack type thing. It doesn't have to be that we're sitting down eating this huge thing for 30 minutes and then being done. You can break it up, especially for someone who may not be feeling as hungry all the time.
No, exactly. I think that's a great point. And also, sometimes get up and get moving. Like just stand up in
Mm-hmm.
between two, because sometimes you're just sitting and then you haven't moved since your last meal. So just get up too, and then your body's like maybe moving around a little. Then you sit back down, like, oh, actually, I am a little bit hungry too. So try to
Mm-hmm.
find other ways to maybe get those hungry cues going.
Yeah, and the movement will really help with the digestion as well. So maybe you've
Hmm.
ate and you're like, okay, I don't want to sit down right now. I'm going to get up and move. Usually after dinner, Joe and I will go walk 2 miles at the park just because we don't
Hmm.
really need to sit down on the couch and it's a nice night. Why not go walk?
Exactly, you might as well. And then I usually go on a walk after my lunch at work so that I digest, or I'll just take the stairs because I only take the stairs at my office building too. I always never try to take the elevator, one, because the
Mm-hmm.
elevators can kind of freak me out. I feel like they'll just stop. And two, it forces me to get some exercise in too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
So, anybody have any other questions or anything, you can drop them down in the,
Hmm.
excuse me, drop them down in the comments below and we'll definitely get back to them if we have not answered them tonight. Anything else that you want to add, Sarah, as far as snack wise?
No, don't be afraid of snacks. If you need healthy or if you want options for snacks, there's so many ideas out there, or you're also more than welcome to reach out to us if you're stuck on like snack limbo. I don't know what to eat. So,
Yeah, we
yeah.
do this all the time with our clients. This is something that we love doing with our one-on-one clients. We do have open spots in our one-on-one nutrition coaching program as well. So if you're like, I definitely need more support and accountability, and I want to brainstorm ideas that could work for me, because we know meal plans aren't going to work because you're going to hate what I would put on there. I'm sure you would hate what Sarah would put on there, and you don't want to eat the same thing every single day. We can come up with lists together to say like, here's some really good snack options that might work well for you and incorporate your favorite foods in there. So remember,
Mhm.
everything with our program is tailored to you and your goals and your needs at your pace. So we're never overwhelming you. So if you have any questions or you're like, okay, let's talk about this more, I'm really interested, you can always send me a DM and we can talk more. We'll set up a time to talk and I can drop the application down in the comments below too. I think we lost Sarah. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We will be back next week. I have not figured out the topic or the date yet, but thanks so much for joining us.